How y'all feeling right now as a Hexacan? I don't know. I feel pretty damn good. Not laughing at the folks that are in pain out there. I'm just appreciating and I'm grateful that I'm a Hexacan and not a degen trader like I used to be. How's everybody doing tonight? It's a beautiful, beautiful day to be a Hexacan. As the pillars are crashing all around us, our portfolios are looking pretty damn good. And I've got the row of shame there tonight. Everything's in red. It's a row of shame. Even Pepe said. Then up at the top of the Citadel, we've got Hex, and hopefully in the future we got Pulse Chain. But there's a lot of pain out there, folks. People are hurting. When there's blood in the streets, that's where you make your money. That's when you buy. So if you've been following me since the Shemitah series, you know about the DCA. And I actually DCA'd too early. But I DCA'd into Hex ecosystem products or projects, except for there was a few that I did that weren't part of the Hex ecosystem. And the number one was Cult DAO. I did put money back into Cult DAO, but I'm still up from where I went back in. So that's good. But everything within the Hex community is down a little bit, but not that much. I think we're doing pretty damn good. See how everybody's doing tonight. Thank you, Bran. Glad to see you. Patricia Steer. Yeah, the title's perfect. Yeah. Love the streams, Randy. What a time to be a Hexacan. Eric. Damn straight. Jonathan Kapala. Yes, sir. Pac-Man's paying attention. Loaded so many alts when both Bitcoin is at 15K. And if we test 10, 12K by the Saturday, then all in at these lows and the hodl, fuck yeah, dude. That is probably the smartest move I've seen in a long time. So many great altcoins are on sale. Exactly. Likely this Saturday we will hit the bottom because 13,000 area and bounce. Be ready. I wouldn't mind that. Wouldn't mind that one bit. Chico, good evening. Meth, like grandma always said, in the kitchen, I'm a chemist. Luke Duke, what are you talking about? How low do you think ETH will go? Hey, Jeremy. Good to see you. It's pouring rain behind me tonight outside, so I don't think we're going to be getting many motorcycles disrupting us, hopefully. Bless us with more precious Hexacan knowledge. Oh, thou sir. Thank you, Bright Light. Squid Lord, I've got some buy orders. Keep the fear coming. The thing is, Hex really isn't getting affected too much by the fear. Looks like Bitcoin's pumping a little bit here. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hi, Doug. Did you pick up anything today, Randy? No. I was already DCA'd back in, and I'm too lazy to go in and out. I just don't want to sell stuff and go on the sidelines again. What I did the other day with Hedron is that I went all in on Poly. So all the Hedron that I had, my mom's Hedron, all the Hedron in our wallets, I put it into Poly. So that's really the only move I've made lately. Good evening, friends. Thank you, MJ Money 777. Got to put those good numbers, good energy out there. Turtles only. Hi. Hex users unaffected. We are affected a little bit. I mean, there's still going to be people selling. Just not that much. Hey Randy, feeling great to be a Hexagon staked out. Sure does. Ted, we're not far from there. I mean, we're sitting right over 16K right now. It was a fun day. Picked up some cheap Hedron for Bali. Weird. Way to go, Corey. Hey Franklin. Good to see you, sir. We just had lightning as I brought Franklin's name up. We had lightning in the background. Grateful as well, gearing up to add to the bags. Guys, you have no idea how, okay, you do, but if you're new and you haven't been through bear markets or serious FUD that's happened in crypto, then, I mean, look, man, I got just goosebumps. How grateful I am that we have Hex. You know, I'm a true DeFi guy, right? I was in a meeting today, a great meeting, about a new DAO that's launching, and I'm going to participate, right? I think it's very smart. I think it's a cool thing. So the one question I said was, do we need KYC to participate? And they're like, no. I was like, okay, I'm in then, because I truly believe that we need to be able to do things privately. I don't think that we should have to report everything. I don't, that's not how I think. Nope. I don't believe in it. This also brings me to what happened to me today. One of our fellow Hexagons messaged me and said they couldn't find me on LinkedIn. Well, guess what, guys? I got banned from LinkedIn. 7,000 connections that I built over 12 years or 11 years, something like that. They just banned my account. So I'm fighting it. I'm going to get my account back. But geez, I mean, seriously, just because they don't like my content, they didn't like my live streams and my other short videos that I make. So my kid's rampaging today. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Ever since soccer practice today, the coach had to sit him down for a little while because he was just wild. He's been on a tear all day. So yeah, I lost my LinkedIn today. That really put me in a sullen mood. But you know, whatever, man. I had lost my Twitter account for 6 months. Got that back. Fascist Book banned me. I didn't even bother trying to get that back because I barely ever used it anymore. I just used it to do my anti-CV stuff because it's only really friends and family. You know, you go through phases, but the LinkedIn one really bothered me. Chaos is where creation occurs. This is the same with wealth. Antonio, that's right. Lights out. Good to see you, buddy. Dintop. What's good, everyone? Entertainment pain around us has been on 10 this week. Yes, it has. I want that shirt. I think I got this one on Amazon, Squidlord. DeFi. It says at the bottom, essential elements of financial freedom. What's going on, Hexagons? Hey, we're chill. Look, I'm real mellow tonight. I didn't even get any grass, man. I don't want to say the other terms for it, but wish I had an edible tonight. Like, just go chill. Just move some more dry powder to my wallets. Wow, Ramon. This is the time to do it. Like, our community is so well educated. We've got so many good people in our community that are tell you when the green lights go and when to be careful. Even though Waters Above is not in our community, he totally warned us all on my show under Shemitah. When I was talking about Shemitah, he wrote all this out for us. He told us exactly what was going to happen, and it happened perfectly. What he said was going to happen. He said these couple of days were going to be chaos in the system, and that's exactly what went on. It's just amazing to me. No, I did not listen. It's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to be 100% perfect all the time. Hi, Victory. Heck, solid as a rock. FTX filed for bankruptcy tonight. Funds now locked. My God. Did you guys see that Tom Brady and his soon-to-be ex-wife Gisele Bündchen had like $650 million in FTX? What? That's nuts. How many X's for fiat ETH launch? Westcott, that's a good question. that's the beginning of the bull market, I think, January. Depends on how much energy is drummed up, right? So if people are looking to get some fiat, then it might do out the gate, just like ETHLend did. ETHLend, which is a fork of ETHLend, became Aave, and Fiat.io is a fork of Aave. So when I did that one, the first day it was a 10x. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Nardo for the win. Good evening, sir. Let it happen, Gavin. Yep. Is Michael Saylor? Oh, that's a good question. But I know he continued to buy. He was buying in the low 20s or high 19s recently, so he may have lowered his chance of getting liquidated. Hello, everyone. Hex is still green. Bob Wells. I don't know if it's still green. We'll see when I check the charts, but yeah. What are some of the things you guys did today to take your mind off the stuff? So 100x leverage long FTT, no stop loss, a bad idea. Don't do it. Don't do it. Quentrons, good evening. Sailor Moon got to be feeling pretty soaked. Yeah. Okay. The one rumor that really bothers me is that El Salvador and President Bukele possibly had all their Bitcoin on FTX. That sounds not very smart. I hope they didn't, because that would be a very bad situation if a nation state did that. Saw some big hex actors just flipping hex to Hedron today. Everyone's getting prepared, Daniel. I got more Hedron yesterday and also should have waited, but still a good buy-in. Yeah, same thing for me the other day. I took a nice chunk of hex and switched it into Hedron, and but the price is way better today. Honest poll, would everyone rather have hex correlated today or stay where it's at? Exactly, Paul. Let's keep it where it's at. Could Poly 0.01? I can dream. That'd be nice. And the hex that I swapped over was not my hex. It was my mom's hex. She's in the chat. And I talked to her today because she was watching the stream last night when I said that I put all of our liquid into Poly, and she was like really supportive, and we talked about it today. She's like, yeah, she goes, I just learned about Poly. She goes, I was going to ask you about it. And I'm like, you're a couple days late. I already put everything into Poly. Good news, Soldier Pete. The good news is that the bear markets never last. They're usually short. Now, I'll give you a perfect example. My worst trading day ever was when I lost 7 Bitcoin in one day. It was in September of 2017. There was the China ban Bitcoin news, right? And I'm not going to tell the whole story because many of you guys already know it. But I came back in from having my getting my coffee, and the news came out, but no one knew what the news was. You just saw this big red candle, and I think I had about 13 Bitcoin in there at the time. My initial on the trade was probably 3. It's probably at about 15x or something like that, because I used to like 15x for some reason. Remember, I don't trade anymore, so that's way behind me. I'm just telling a story. So I then put more, bought more, put more in, and it just kept going down. I kept putting more in, and the red candles kept going down. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I'm in my private trading group with all these whales, these people that knew a lot more about crypto than I knew, and they are a lot wealthier than I do, but nobody knew what was going on. It was freaking me out. And then Peter Spina of goldseek.com, if you guys follow Peter, him and I, we go at it once in a while on Twitter because he's very pro gold and silver. He kind of got out of crypto because he got burned so much. He said that his wife, Vanessa, she speaks Chinese or some Chinese, and she found out that on the Chinese news network that China banned Bitcoin. And when that happened, I started trying to get out of the position, right? So I started selling my Bitcoin to get out of the position. And then the bloodbath stopped. It had dropped a whole bunch, and it slowed down, and I wasn't liquidated, but I had to add a couple more Bitcoin back at the lower position to hope that the price would go forward or up. And then I had to keep the position open because I didn't want to lose any more Bitcoin. If you guys know what I'm talking about, I didn't have my stop loss set because I just went to get a coffee. This is how it all started. Use stop losses, folks. I didn't have a stop loss set. I thought, 5 minutes, nothing would happen, right? So I had to go overnight. I put a bunch of Bitcoin in there to save it. And the next day, Jamie Dimon came out and said Bitcoin was a scam. And then Wall Street started going against Bitcoin, and then it started going down even more. And all I could do was I was just like trying to save my Bitcoin by then, and I lost about 7 Bitcoin that day. So I equate that day to today. It was the same kind of day, right? With really bad news, and everything was just negative, 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 and the red candle was just going down. But remember what happened just 6 weeks later. Bitcoin hit the all-time high in 2017. It went all the way up to $20,000. And I had just lost my ass, 7 Bitcoin, because I was a dumbass. I wasn't using stop losses, and I was trading with leverage. And I was adding more Bitcoin to my losing position instead of taking the loss. I could have taken the loss. It would have been like half a Bitcoin if I would have done it or something. But instead, I ended up losing 7 because I was a jackass. So, yeah. The good news is that these don't last long. This could be the capitulation that we're looking for. The market could be turning around soon. We saw that the Aurochs indicator went green earlier, like it was still green up to 3 days ago. And now it's gone. Usually, this is why I say wait for the indicator to be proven. Like wait for the whole cycle to go through until you decide. But on the monthly, that's hard. So on the monthly, you see it for a couple of days. You're like, okay, that's enough for a confirmation, and you buy. But this time, it was green for a week, and this still got wrecked for the month. So this is the one time that if I would have followed the Aurochs indicator and I was trading Bitcoin and Ethereum, I would have gotten wrecked. Now Hex, on the other hand, is still green on the monthly, unlike Bitcoin and Ethereum. The guys on the level of shame over here on my on my shelf. Oh man, I hope I'm not too far behind here. Telling a story. I want to buy back my BTC and ETH. My Hex stakes are fine. Yep, Hex is fine. ETH, I start buying it. 700, really, Tin Top? Wow. Hey, Sandeep. Hex is a trustless, immutable non-security. You should be on KG's panel right now. They need some Randy wisdom over there. Clintrons, I wasn't invited. I've never engaged with KG. I really don't know him that well. Workout wore off. Okay, Chase. Family Guy on LinkedIn. How deplorable. Yeah, I mean, come on. Guess I'm too retired for him. Nate Stakes, Hex Gang. I can't remember who said that to me, but yeah, I guess if you're too retired, so LinkedIn wants you off. I'm so happy to be a Hexagon, no fear. Patricia, yeah, it's amazing what this feels like. LinkedIn is Normieville, corporate climbers. Yeah, it sure is, but I'm just trying to save some folks. I'm putting hooks out there to try to save them. Hope everyone's having a beautiful night. Yeah, I just woke up and I'm catching up on RH tweets. Holy, today has been wild. Yes, it has, Franklin. And I kind of avoided most of it. Like I said, I went to soccer practice or football with my son, and we went to the bar afterwards. Some of our Canadian friends were there, so we just hung out for an hour and a half. And then I had a meeting about this new DAO that's launching. So I've been keeping busy, staying away from that stuff. Do you think it's safer to keep dry powder in USDC or DT? DT. If I had to choose right now, it'd be DT or RAI or LUSD. LUSD is Liquidity. Liquidity's got a really good stablecoin as well, and that's the one that we're going to have for liquid loans. I just joined Waters Above Patreon after I watched him with coffee. Oh, really, Ramon? Yeah, I might just do that too. I heard he mentioned me on his live stream. I got to reach out to him because he wants to do. He said after the lunar eclipse, he'd love to come back on. So I think we'll get him back on. I'm absolutely buying up ETH under 750. It's cheap gas. Yeah, and Luke Duke, we need some for the future. If you, like I said, if you don't want to be selling your Pulse version of Hex in the future to pay your eHex fees, you got to get some ETH. You got to get some. Sailor liquidation point was sub 7,000 the last I heard. Wow. I don't know. Darn Hexagon's holding up the price. I was trying to get a slightly lower DCA. Laccaroni, doing good. Waters Above said with coffee, he might have a small hex position. Yeah, I heard hey Marion. I heard he said that I explained it a lot to him, and he was just asking for more information from coffee. Tom Brady and Giselle are already divorced. Not that it matters. Wow, that was a quick divorce. Got a manicure and pedicure today to keep my mind from worry. Patricia, right? Was it by some Vietnamese ladies and they were gossiping? That's the one thing we don't have in Panama that I miss is for my wife, it'd be great. Those Vietnamese ladies, they can get your nails done so quick and they're sitting there chit-chatting and they do such a good job. But when she goes and gets her nails done, if she usually does it herself, but if she goes and gets them done, she's gone for hours. 7 BTC and no stop loss. Oh, how we learn our lessons from leverage. I also had similar trading experiences. Yeah. And the crazy thing, a couple days earlier, I'd had like a 3 Bitcoin day. So yeah. I also really like Silvertooth. He's made some great calls also. I don't know about his coin, but he's for sure no dummy on that. Yeah, he's pretty good at the trading thing. Hexy Bastard, PPP in the green too. PP's in the green. Nice. Welcome, Hexy Bastard. Looks like Richard acquired museum. I read somewhere. Looks like Richard acquired a museum. Cool, Z. I put money into Axion, turned out to be a mistake. It has never recovered from a very early high. So that's my big mistake, but you never know. Well, I have Axion too. I've got quite a substantial amount. I got the free airdrop because I was a Hexagon, and I bought when there was blood in the street. So I got mine for really cheap. And every time it took a dip, I bought. And I think mine are staked. Whatever happens with it, happens with it. If it turns out to do something, they're actually working on something right now. I saw a tweet, I think 2 days ago. But don't get my hopes up. If it happens, it happens. Lottery ticket. I've enjoyed stacking Hex on sale for the last couple months. Hex Force 1, nice. Here's my my Hex Force 1 hat, all rotted. This poor hat. Need to throw it in the washer again. Yeah, I joined the Waters Above Patreon last week too. Wow, he's really growing. Hex community loves him. LUSD has chicken bonds as well. Anyone dip their toes into it? I didn't know that. Chicken bonds, eh? Watching on PC today. Where are the red and green figures on your shelf? The red and green figures. Oh, those are dinosaurs. Thai dinosaurs. They're my kids, but I took them because I think they're cute. Will you be contributing anything to water? No, Asana, I won't. I've got my own ETH, so I'm good. Crypto Sloth's in the house. His bot caught us talking about Hedron again. See, Randy, I show up on Hedron. This is the topic. No, we already talked about Hedron, bro. We already did. We're talking about Poly and Hedron. Any coincidence this all occurs when the news cycles are fully absorbed with election coverage? Any coincidence this also occurs when the news cycles are fully absorbed with election? I don't know. I mean, it's just blood moon, lunar eclipse, elections. Those three things just all colliding. And it's a Jubilee year. So, yeah. Chicken bonds, I like it. One of my best trades was the COVID dip. I went to Stables 2 days before and caught back in it. Wow. Not bad for a poor pleb. Yeah, sometimes we stumble in at the right time. Just like whoever, maybe in Super Hex Win or whoever it was, they had their buy orders right at 1.8 cents and they caught all like 4 million hex or something. Hedron was mentioned 5 minutes ago. Code word definitely tipped you. It's all right. It's all right. It's funny. FTX getting fried. Yeah. Crypto freedom. Good evening, Randy. Much respect and appreciation. All your knowledge, generational wealth, and coming patience. Yeah, of course. Of course. There's got to be a bat signal around you, Sloth. Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm thinking. All right. Since let's look at the charts here. Okay, so I want to bring up what I was talking about. So this is Bitcoin on the monthly, and for the first 7 days of the month, this was green. We had a green Aurochs indicators saying that Bitcoin was going up. All right, we're sitting at 16,460 right now. We went all the way down to about 15,440. Wow, that's amazing. I missed that. I did see about 15,800, but this is crazy. The DI just did fall below zero, but the fear and greed is it's not terrible yet. But let's look closer on the daily. This one will get nasty. Oh man. Oh, terrible. Boom, 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 boom. Broke your back. Look at this DI. Wow, that's way oversold, guys. Look at that demand. We're at negative 0.27. Look at this fear and greed. We're just getting out of this nastiness, and bam. That's almost the worst. The worst ones were here, 25 October, 22 October. Going back here. And then we had, this is Shemitah in here. Yeah, interesting. So Bitcoin's not looking good, but we're getting a recovery. This is going to be tomorrow. It says 10 November. This clock changes over. It goes by I don't know, UK time or something. Whatever that they call it. All right, here's Ethereum, still 1178. Hasn't recovered much. Bitcoin's recovering better than Ethereum, but you could see there's no volume whatsoever in Ethereum. Just falling off a cliff. The fear and greed still looking pretty good. DI is just below zero. You know, Ethereum is hanging in much better than Bitcoin is. It's having a much better day. And then you got it wouldn't take much for the moving averages to cross over, and the green crossing over the red. We know what that means. That means we're probably going back up. So not far from that. It could be 1 month, maybe 2 months away until we get that. If it just keeps trending the way it's trending, let's hope. Frankly, guys, I don't really care what Bitcoin does. I care what ETH does. Oh, wait. Okay. So we have the same kind of recovery. My fault. Yeah. Look at these guys are so correlated, Bitcoin and ETH. Another huge fear. Wow, it's even worse. The DI is even worse for ETH. Okay, I should have looked at the daily first. Wow, how nasty can it get? All right, here we go for Hex. We did have the drop all the way down to 1.8 cents, but as you can see, we're on the monthly here. It's gone right back up. And we look pretty good. We look pretty good. Are we bottoming out? Looks like that to me. And look at these two. Look at the moving average, so close. They're about to touch the moving average and the SMA, or the EMA and the MA. They're about to cross over. And the green's going to go over the red. I'm telling you, bear market is almost done. And on the 1 day, look at these. Goodness gracious. 0.32 right now. Looks very similar. We're correlated but uncorrelated. So the fear and greed is the same. The DI is doing much better than Bitcoin or Ethereum. But we've had our bad days 3 days prior. So we're already starting to bounce back. Hedron, got that sell indicator for the weekly. Oh, it looks like we got two of them here. There we go. We got the sell indicator for the weekly. And let's go to the daily. And it's also looks pretty bad, but it's more of a stair step sell off than the other ones. The demand index is just as bad as ETH at 0.33. So there's not much we can do but go up from here. At least I'm hoping. Okay, so I thought there'd be no racing tonight, but somebody's out there with straight pipes. All right, let's see. All right, so that's the updates as far as the charts are concerned. Look, there's blood in the streets. Your opportunity is now to pick up coins that you might not traditionally have been going after. Let me look at this one real quick. Yeah, this is your opportunity. I saw that the poly they put out here. Let's share that. I want to show you guys this real quick. Let's go to Maximus DAO. Where was it? Okay, so this was 1 hour ago. The poly mint phase, they already have 454 billion Hedron in there for a total value of about $1.2 million. That is just amazing. You know, I'm not the only one who's lazy. I'm lazy. I would rather just have their system take care of the buying of the auctions, and us pooling our Hedron together and hoping that the Maximus DAO guys and the team could do a better job than we can. Now, I did hear today that there's a couple whales in the community have gotten together and they're pooling their Hedron too. So we do have some competition. You guys are funny. Oh, goodness. Scam, bank run, fraud. Yeah. See, the Vietnamese woman took 3 hours, and I'm sure they were, yeah. I'm sure they were talking about you. Of course they were, Patricia. What else they got to do? That one has a stick. Yes, Sam, bank run, fraud. Ex Luther, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Squidlord says dinosaurs are not real. The bones were buried by alien lizards that lived beyond the ice wall. Hey, valid as any. Back to Axion. Yes, I got in the same way you did, and I'm fully staked. Fingers crossed. Yeah, that's the thing, guys. In crypto, if your coin is still active and they're still working, there's always a chance that it could moon, right? Even if you like, oh my god, I'm down 90% right now. As long as the community is active, something can happen. Think about Doge, for example. Doge would always have its pumps, right? But one of the founders would was it Doge? I think it's Doge. No, that's XRP. There was always that one XRP founder that always got coins and always dumped on everyone's heads. But with Doge, you always have this spike every bull cycle, right? And this last one, then you had Elon come in. No one could have predicted that Elon Musk would have cared about Dogecoin, right? It was a dead project. It was just people just mine it for fun. It was good for students and those kind of things to learn about mining cryptocurrencies. But then all of a sudden, it started getting notoriety, and then Elon comes out and proclaims that he likes Doge, and the price went nuts. So think about it. I think Doge came out in 2014, maybe even in 2013. I'm not quite sure. It's just, you made money with it, but if you could have just waited and waited and waited, all of a sudden you get filthy rich. So who knows? Justin Sun trying to work something out with the FTX. Oh my God. He's the wrong guy for crypto. I mean, I saw what he did with Steem. He wrecked Steem, and along with the validators, I can't remember what they were called on Steem. But between the validators and him, they wrecked it. Yeah, he's always trying to get in the spotlight. How's the perineum sunning out in Panama, Randy? Great. If you go on my rooftop in the morning, there's nobody up there. So if you want to get some perineum sunning, you can get it done. Or I guess the sun comes up right over here. So I guess you can get it done out in this window. Just open up the window. If we test BTC 12, 13 ETH can contest it. Yeah, it sure can. I'll tell you, my kid's nuts tonight. It is 10:30 and he's still. Waters Above said today that bottom will be sometime early January 2023, around the time of the full moon. Great. I think that's perfect timing. Or for me, I'm hoping it's not the bottom. I'm hoping we've already passed the bottom by then. ETH is a super solid play. Anything under $1,000. Yep. I've got to hold that for 15 years, and I don't think we see it under 1,000 ever again. So I got to tell you what happened today during the talk with the Dow that I had. They're showing how everything works and all this. And I said to them, because they could see my background, right? There was a bunch of crypto people on there and some traditional finance people and stuff. And I asked a question. I said, are you going to have time locks? And one of the guys like, oh, well, we don't, nobody, not this is somebody that wasn't on their team, said, well, nobody really likes time locks. I'm like, what do you mean? I said, you see what I have behind me, right? See that hex symbol? I said, everybody in this room that knows crypto knows about hex. And I said, why is hex so powerful today? Why is it standing up to all this pressure of a red market? It's because of our time locks. It's because we cannot respond to our fear or the fear around us and go and sell our crypto. We have to wait through it. We have to go out and cut the grass because we can't click sell. We have to go to work. We have to go do something else besides click and sell. We can't do it. So that's why time locks are so important. So I asked the guy, I said, would it be possible to have time locks in your system? And he goes, Randy, thank you. He goes, that sounds really good. I said, what it will be best is if we have time locks, say if it's only 1 year time lock or a 2 year time lock, something like that. I said, just increase the APY for people who stake longer and they use a time lock. He goes, wow, I think we can do that. What the hell? I cannot believe this. Hex has been around for 3 years working flawlessly, and the whole crypto community is still not seeing the possibilities with having time locks. Blows my mind. So I'm thinking ETH should have something with time locks. They do, but like easier system than what they have right now. Hexagon or Mexican. The things that are happening now will someday, hopefully soon, be sort of, remember when crazy memories while we light cigars with $100 bills and drink champagne in Paris? Yeah, exactly. I hope to see you guys someday, just come on down to Panama, message Randy, take care of you. Some cheap ETH in my near future. RH predicted the bottom at around October 21st, maybe more hurt coming. Great for us buyers. October 21st, that would be pretty awesome. That means we're so close. Wait, no, sorry. October 21st, that was 2 weeks ago. Almost 3 weeks ago. But yeah, I like Waters' prediction. He did a fabulous job. Brandon, do you think we can go back to the levels back in 2020? If we do, it's going to be it'll be a pandemic of the vaccinated, not the unvaccinated, because now we've all built up antibodies to it. This is what happens with strains of flu and things like that. The reason why it goes away is because everyone builds up antibodies. Whether you went and you got your flu shot or you waited and you just caught the flu, or you got the virus in you and your body built up the antibodies. That's how nature works. So if something happens this time, it's not because of the unvaccinated. There's some amazing numbers coming out of New Zealand right now that are saying that those who got doubled to have these are the actual rates that are happening in New Zealand right now. They have 2 times more people with it currently, active cases, than the people that don't have any. And then the people that got 3 or with the booster, they have 3 times as many with the numbers than the people that are unvaxxed. Because it's easy to do New Zealand because their population is right around 5 million or something like that. So they have these numbers, and I was just blown away when I saw this. It's like, wow, the science is coming out. So they'll do something else. CEO of Doge sold his stack for a Honda. Oh, that's sad. That's very sad. All right, should buy Sam's Exchange. I keep seeing people say this, Franklin, but do we really need it? Let's just be a DEX. We're doing so well with DEXs. What happens when you have a centralized exchange is people get lazy. Sam Alfred, or Mike Alfred, the guy that hates Richard so much, in an article I read this week, he was saying that he doesn't care too much about Hex because if Hex falls apart, it's not going to affect the wider crypto ecosystem. It won't hurt the rest of the ecosystem because we're kind of on an island by ourselves. And that's because of the way that we've been taught. We use DEXs and we use our own personal wallets. Our coins aren't on exchanges. So I totally agree with him. Mike, that's right. If we succeed, we're succeeding on our own, especially if we have Pulse Chain soon. And if we fail, we fail on our own. The question is, will Elon choose to pump our PB for the next bull run? Hey, I tweeted him. Just try to get his attention. Justin will probably name FTX after himself. Sun Exchange. Buy my shitcoin. He already owns Poloniex, though. He bought Poloniex and did absolutely nothing with it. RH might launch Pulse in December since BTC is coming near 12. Yeah, backbend. That would make sense to me. Identity Block. Good to see you, buddy. Truth about time locks. Some in crypto are starting to do vesting periods for more APY, but they're not called scams. Yeah, exactly. I know with Aurochs, the platform I use to check the charts, their token Urus, they have up to a 5-year staking period. So all the coins that I've got back in 2021, I staked them out for 5 years. And they pay me like 20% APY. It just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. I mean, it just makes sense. You don't stake them, you don't get anything. If you stake for 1 year, I think it's only like 6% or something. So you go longer. I agree. He should buy it. Yeah. Come on, guys. We don't need an exchange. Hopefully, XTX Arena in Miami got the name auctioned off. RH next purchase, Hex Arena. No, come on, guys. Let's stay away from the US. The thing is, when you're in the US, when you're doing stuff in the US, you're catching the eyeballs of the US regulators. I would prefer to see Hex do stuff outside. I think the soccer team thing was a genius idea. It's just that we picked to anybody who's in the UK, please don't get offended. But people take their soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, in the UK way too serious. All right. It's like they're fighting for their lords again. Their stadium is their castle, you know? And it didn't work out. So they ended up getting after what, three matches, they took the logo off. Pick somewhere else that are more open-minded, that aren't going to care whether our logo's on there. Like in Italy, you put our logo on an Italian jersey, they're going to be like, oh, it's so pretty. In the next year's fashion shows, everyone will be using our colors. Even Cake added a 52-week time lock for higher APR. They did this 6 months ago. See? People are learning. Did RH have an ETH bottom price call? I don't know. Zen is looking great. Jack is killing it. What's cool, okay, I want to give props to Zen. So the Ethereum transaction costs have gone through the roof again, right? They're way higher than they were. And part of that is due to what happened with Zen. So when the GWei goes up, there's less Zen minted. So there's going to be a time when no one's minting any Zen just because it's going to be way too expensive to do. So I think that's what's going to, people are like, oh, people are going to be minting for 8 years. Not if the Ethereum price is 50K, right? Or 100K. No one's going to do that unless the price of Zen is just some outlandish price. But I don't think it ever will be. It'll be a comfortable price, but I don't think it'll be like a penny or something like that. But it could be. Who knows? Maybe in 10 years. Heard Pfizer doing a bundle package with the yeah. They have come in and get twice. You get one shot for 2. Wouldn't trust it. I can't wait to send my yacht down the Panama Canal all sideways shouting, hey, Randy, let's get some supper on the mic. Yeah, that'd be freaking cool. I can't. Do you think BTC will go back for price levels back in March 2020? Jesus, totally possible. Nothing's off the table right now. Where is it right now? 16. We're still climbing again. Back up to 16.5. But the worst may be over. We knew we were going to have a capitulation today, and today may have been that day. Oops, typo. RH called a possible bottom November 21st. Okay. I agree that there will be a plague of the vax. Scary shit. Yeah. I meant just for onboarding for fiat, we just need the licenses. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Are you using calculus to get that Zen price target? BTC likely to hit 200,000 by 2024, and it's totally possible. That's not out of the realm of possibility. I mean, we're under 20K right now, but we were at 20 for a long time, so 200K would just be at 8x, or not my fault, 10x. Common Core, calculus adoption, many other things. GMX exchange, Arbitrum decentralized leverage trading has vesting periods. No one bats an eye. Yeah, see. Sorry, he did not mint any. Well, who knows? You never know. Richard might do stuff for testing. And the bull market equals what? I think I got close to a between 800 and a billion Zen. I minted, I told you guys, like 45 wallets in total. Non-custodial exchanges exist. I don't even pay attention anymore. Do not underestimate Zen. Yep, it's like Shiba, different version with BTC idea behind it. Guys, I'm not against Zen. I'm not against it at all. I told you I minted wallets. It's a Hail Mary for me. If it happens, it happens. It's a scratch off. It's a lottery ticket, whatever you want to call it. I spend 120 bucks. When I go to the casino, I generally lose 500 bucks. So that's my normal number. So 120 on gas fees is spending 30 minutes on a machine. So figure it's better spending 120 bucks on that than going to the casino. Mentioned this before, but Rackham tweeted in October that he was busy building an exchange, assuming it's a crypto exchange. Yeah. I never understood why people are into Common Core. I know the government's forcing it upon people. Now it's $80 to mine. No one will do. Yeah, see, 80 bucks. So that really slows down the inflation. Never sick and never pricked either. Patricia, awesome. Pure blood in the house. We need to get some hex symbols on a Ferrari or Hetch Merchant photos next to the horse. Ferrari is very Sue happy. Paul, when you said that, the first thing I thought was that Ferrari will just sue us. But you're right. That's a great way. Man. Dude, you get my mind spinning. That would be great. Did any Mount Gox? No, I follow that account on Twitter. And I'm supposed to get notifications as soon as the information comes out that something from a wallet came out. And so far, nothing has come out. Yeah, it's Lotto for sure. Let me see. So you guys are all done with the questions. Well, I went through the chat quick tonight because last night we were just flying. There was so much. What kind of questions you guys got? Let's have it open here. I'm open to ask anything except for tax stuff because we all live in different countries and our tax stuff is different for everybody. Someone today, one of the Canadians I was talking to, they're asking about bank accounts, and they made a huge mistake. They got scammed by this guy and a Panamanian lawyer, and they gave him $7,000 to do their residency paperwork. And they also sent him, because they didn't have bank accounts in Panama yet, they sent him $33,000 wire, and now they haven't heard from the guy since the day I met him. We had a birthday party at their house about probably 6 to 7 weeks ago. They haven't heard from him since. So he made off with their money. That's $40,000, right? And I said to him, why, you're Canadian. Why didn't you just come to Panama and open a bank account? Oh, we thought it would be too difficult. What the fuck? So I get so frustrated with people because people don't do research. So people always ask me, "Oh, Randy, I want to move to Panama." Well, it's getting very difficult to move to Panama now. You need the Friendly Nations visa has gone away, so now you need an investment, like a small chunk of change, 200 to 250K or something, in a property or something like that to get a house. But people just willy-nilly go and find whatever lawyer they can find and trust these people. And people are always like, "Oh, Randy, can I contact your lawyer?" And I'm like, "No." I'm not just going to send people to my lawyer, because she doesn't work as a lawyer full time. She's just part timer. She works for the government. So whenever I need something done, I was like, "Hey, Gretel, could you handle this for me?" And she handles it. But for regular folks moving down, you go with a big firm. You don't. This goes for all over. If you're moving to Mexico, if you're moving to Costa Rica, or you're moving to Europe, always go with a big firm to handle your paperwork. Like the cap. Who's the guy's Nomad Capitalist? If you have a large amount of money and you're moving overseas, contact Nomad Capitalist. They'll get you straight. They'll get you with the right lawyers, the right team. You know, people are like, "Oh, Randy, hook me up with a lawyer, hook me up with a real estate agent." Man, they're all scoundrels. All the ones that work solo are scoundrels. I just got lucky. You know, she's a good lady, and she's got connections with the government. So anytime that I have an issue, just call her up. "Hey, could you hook this up? Could you fix this for us?" And she'll do it. So you gotta find your own way. But if you're looking for residency in countries, make sure you go through a large firm. Don't go through someone just recommends one to you. It just doesn't work out very well. Have you talked to anyone at library? What happens after its rule of security? That's a good question. I noticed library tokens have continued to drop. I don't know why the price is dropping. I'm sure people are selling. I'd love to get Jeremy on and get an update from him. Maybe he's a good one to talk to next week or something. Once everything's settled. I still have quite a bit of library tokens, but I got mine all under a penny. So thank you, Trevon. Trevon James. He's the one that got me back in the library, and I was buying under a penny. And they're just utility tokens. So I just use them to help get my stuff viewed more on library or on Odyssey. Doesn't really help that much anymore. I'm not getting the views I was expecting, but whatever. They want it to be their shtick. Might as well take advantage of it. We're talking about Paul. I missed something here. Friction brings new eyeballs. Oh yeah. That's for Ferrari. Yep. If I recall correctly, Arit said ETH around 600 with the exception of more of a discount if we had to pray. Yeah, exactly. Is there any update about the lawsuit? I still have not seen anything about it being real, Sandeep. Some people are saying it's real. Some people are like, eh. The lawsuit that a couple of the Hex influencers supposedly received documents saying that it was real. I still haven't seen anybody show proof that it's real. Some people are saying it's real, but no proof has been shown. There you go. Yeah, subpoena. There you go. I'm not a lawyer. Nomad Cap only works with 7-figure peeps. Victory, I understand. But I mean, this last bull cycle, I know like half the people I know in Hex were easy 7 figures. So, and a lot of them did their thing. Like I remember when Blockchain Chick Heidi, she messaged me. She goes, "Oh, we went and we got she got her citizenship in one of the islands, not Antigua, but not Turks and Caicos. One of the islands south, close to Venezuela. That's where she got hers. So she was so excited about it, and then she went and renounced her U.S. citizenship. So, when you got the money, when things are going well in a bull cycle, that's when you do those things. You get that shit taken care of. I remember when the co-founder of Facebook left, Edward Saverin, something like that. He renounced when he got that big amount of Facebook money. He renounced. That's how you got to do it. I'm not saying everyone should renounce. I might not do it. I'm like so on the fence about it because I still want to be able to travel to the U.S. I still have family there, my parents and stuff like that, my brother, his kids. So, I don't know. No, it wasn't Dominica Victory. It was, geez. Yeah, I like Kraken. I don't use it. We have an account, but I don't use anything centralized. You met the guy who made off with the money. Did you have a bad vibe from him? Always curious about things like that. No, I didn't even talk to him. Hey, shook his hand. That was about it. He brought the cake for my friend's birthday party, right? So he came in and we were all outside next to the pool, and he put the cake down or whatever, and um, that's all I saw of him. And I just went. We went home shortly after that. I don't remember anything about him except for what he looked like. That's all I think. Only thing I remember about him. But the poor folks, man, they moved down here thinking that their paperwork was being done, that their residency was being done. They were told that they're getting it under Friendly Nations visa. The Friendly Nations visa stopped like 2 years ago. So this lawyer was feeding them a line of bullshit. It's just bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. I want to go back to PR. I lived there. I lived there for 3 months. I loved it. It was a nice place. I lived right in Fajardo, or by Fajardo at the old Air Force or old Navy base, until Hurricane Hugo came in and they sent me to Panama. Is the $100,000 citizenship buy-in for Antigua a good deal? Anything that'll get you a second passport is a good deal. Anything, because the cool thing about the Caribbean islands is that you have good travel options. You're not restricted too much, and you have you've got this all along the islands. You get to travel between the islands. They have like their own, like United States. It's like the United Countries of the Caribbean. So you get to travel amongst those countries without needing visas or anything. So that's great. You get to travel all these countries here in Central and South and Latin America. So that's cool. Going to the U.S. though, it's a pain in the ass. Wouldn't bother with that. That's the only thing that's keeping me from giving up my U.S. citizenship next year is being able to go home. Oh, but Randy, you can go get a visa. Dude, I don't want to deal with that shit. Exactly, Pac-Man. That's how a lot of people do it. I'm unfamiliar with the cost of new citizenship. Might be just go watch. Just go watch Nomad Capitalist. He's got everything. Andrew Henderson is his name. Whatever countries you're interested in, he's got it. He even does an interview with Heidi. Watch his interview with Heidi. Roosevelt Roads. Yep. Roosevelt Roads. I remember my boy. He took the duty van one night, and he drove it. There was the road coming like this, then it stopped, and behind the stop sign was the golf course. And his name was Strouser, was his last name. We called him Straw Dog. And Straw Dog, poor kid, he went right through the stop sign and drove right on the golf course, and he got so much trouble because he ruined the greens because the big old wheel marks and stuff. Oh God. Used to visit for 4th of July. The U.S. It's fun. 4th of July is fun. Yeah, I'm thinking that. I'm leaning towards that way. Timothy Harris, good to see you. Welcome. George Jobs, Matty Allen copped it in a car crash. He looks okay considering he said he hadn't received any legal documents. See, but he did say he got a package. Remember, prior to the accident, he said he got a package. Now he's saying he doesn't have any. So that's interesting. Will cost up front $7,000. Talk with Anderson. Henderson, yeah. Oh, Hex Token's here. Oh, there he was. Yeah, saying hi to Patricia. Good to see you, Hex Token. Superman's in the house, working harder than everybody in the live stream space. Makes me look like a rookie. He's always out there talking about crypto. They're talking about Hex and Pulse Chain and all that. Astri, welcome. Yeah, Hex Token, man. He's another guy that was in the Axion ecosystem, so he's taken some pain too. We've all got cut by Axion. Hopefully they get something done sooner or later. Reason you need to keep your citizen because you never know, and you don't want to end up having a Panama passport without any power. Yeah, I totally agree. Free girls. Yeah, somebody already blocked it. Thanks, guys. All right, let's end this on a positive note. Whoa, the lights went out and they came back on. Thank you everybody for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow night, and then I'll be off until next week. JS says tuning in more and more, liking your channel. What do you think, BTC bottom or more pain ahead? Oh, I think it easily can go to 13, maybe 12. Richard Hart says 11K and pray. So we'll see. All right. Cheers, guys.